So in this video, we're going to be going over absolute value, and I'm on page 11 in the packet. And if you want to go ahead and jot this down, that absolute value is a number's distance from zero. Now, you might have heard about this before, and so this may end up being just a review. And if you haven't heard about this before, it's actually a really easy concept. So to find the absolute value of a number, you literally just need to think about how far away it is from zero on a number line. So these symbols, these parallel lines that you'll see around a number, that's simply asking how far away is it from zero. So 5 is 5 units away from zero. Now inside the absolute value symbol here, if it asks for -5, notice that -5 is still 5 distances away. So absolute value doesn't care if you're to the right and positive. It doesn't care if you're to the left and negative. It simply cares about how far away you are from zero. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. This one asks, how far away is -8? 8 spaces, done. How far away is 12? 12 spaces, done. How far away is 11/12? 11/12 away, done. And I'll show that real quick on the number line up here. 11/12 would be really close to 1, but not quite 12/12. And so that's 11/12 spaces away from 0. Now, how far away is -3.6? And -3.6 would be about here on a number line. Well, that is 3.6 spaces away. So right here, you're noticing that no matter what absolute value, it's always just going to be a positive answer. Except if we have a negative on the outside, that means the answer would be negative. So let's go back through these examples now, okay? So I originally talked about -8 and how it's 8 spaces away. So that would be 8, but the negative on the outside means that that answer is an overall -8. So 12 is 12 spaces away, but the negative on the outside, negative answer overall. 11/12 is 11/12 spaces away, but the negative on the outside, you're getting the hang of this. And last but not least, -3.6 is 3.6 spaces away, but the negative on the outside means that we'd have a negative answer there overall. So now let's take a look at question number 1. And if you want to pause the video so that you actually have a chance to take a look at it, that's great. It's asking which of the following is a true statement. So let's take a look at answer choice A. Inside absolute value, it's asking us how far away is a half. So that answer should be a half, not a negative, so A is out. Now B, it's asking how far away is -3. 3 spaces away. B is good to go. For C, it's asking how far away is 14. 14 spaces, but we have this negative on the outside, so this answer should be negative, so it's not C. Now for D, it's asking how far away is -2.1. That negative is inside. It's asking how far away is -2.1. So this should be 2.1 spaces away. So it's not D. So the correct answer here is going to be B. That -3 is 3 spaces away. Sometimes students incorrectly think that absolute value is an opposite thing because when they see this -8, the answer is a +8. So sometimes students will take a problem like this and think that the answer is supposed to be a -12 because they're thinking it's opposite. That's incorrect. So down here, if you were thinking that this should be part of the answer, or if you were thinking up here for A that it would be an opposite, that's an incorrect way to think about it. Just ask yourself, how far away is it from 0? Now for number 2 here, it wants to know which 2 points on the number line have the same absolute value. So we're going to start with A. A is 8 spaces away. The absolute value of -8 is 8. Now the absolute value of -5 is 5. The absolute value of 2 is 2. The absolute value of 5 is 5. And the absolute value of 6 is 6. So now it's just like, all right, which of these have the same absolute value? B and D, because they're both 5 spaces away from 0. Okay, so B and D. Now for number 3, you can pause the video and try this on your own, and then when you hit play, I'll reveal the answer. Or if you just want to let the video keep going, you can listen to me as I go through each of these, but it's your call. So the first one, it's like, okay, how far away is -2 from 0? 2 spaces, good. All right, how far away is 17? It's 17 spaces away, but we got a negative out front, so we're dealing with a negative 17. Now, because we're going to order these from least to greatest, I'm just going to make this 3/4 a decimal. I think our brains like decimals a little bit better than fractions. So this would be 0.75 spaces away. All right, this would be 0.3 spaces away, but the negative out front, and you can include the 0 point. All right, now -1 is 1 spot away, but the negative out front, we're dealing with a -1. 22 hundredths would simply be 22 hundredths spaces away. -1/5 would be 1/5 space away, or 0.20. If we divide that out, it's going to be 2/10 or 20 hundredths. And -4 is 4 spaces away. So now looking at all these numbers, we just want to order from least to greatest. In the negatives, you're focusing on these three. Which one is the smallest? And it's going to be the -17. Then we're going to have the -1, and then we're going to have the -0.3. Notice when I'm writing the answers, I'm writing them in their original format. So we got the -17 taken care of in its original format, then the -1 in its original format, then the -300 or 3/10 in its original format. Now with the positives, this gets a little bit easier. 0.2, then 2/2, then 0.75, then 2, then 4. So notice that's the 0.2, the 0.22, the 0.75, the 2, and the 4. So when ordering from least to greatest, we want to put the numbers in their original format. All right, that concludes the video for page 11. Thank you.